today, and I'm gonna sound like my grandmother. Today, I'm watching 40-year-old rappers arguing with 30-year-old rappers, arguing with 20-year-old rappers on social media. And I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing? And none of y'all write your lyrics, period. It's all made in the studio. You can't sing. And I'm tired of seeing your
You know what?
BBLs.
I think
What do
oh,
I do with this?
I think we're so much stronger 50 years coming up together than we are decade to decade. And what you just said, they're arguing with them and then they're arguing with them and it just goes down the line. And the truth is we were all the outcast when we first hit the scene. It's just what is being talked about now, what is being shown now is to the 10th degree of what it was we were doing then. And this is not the end. Imagine what it's going to be like 20 years from now. It's just progressively our world has just become something else.
Okay. I
Like
think it's going to go back.
I can watch Happy Days. Can I? I just want
No,
to.
I actually think we're gonna go back. I think the kids coming up 12, 13, 14, it's gonna be a retro thing where it's gonna be the new MC Lights and Queen Latifah's and Moni Loves. And I think that's gonna come back because this is unsustainable what's going on right now. And it's also deteriorating. No one can keep that up, is my point. So do you ever sit back and go like this is not representative of what true hip hop should be, or is hip hop this ever evolving thing that we shouldn't judge
I
generation to generation, like you
do
said?
I do think it's okay for us to judge it, especially someone of your stature, because you've studied it and you've taken a look at it from all these different angles. So you have the right to criticize and judge. Will that change anything? I don't know. However, I think we're all, we all should have our opinions, and if we feel strongly about them, we can state them. If there's something that we're still toying around with in our heads, it's best not to talk about it, or else it could be blown to proportions that no one ever imagined. But what I feel is that hip hop is ever changing. It's a young man's sport because they'll do whatever. There are things that I feel today that I won't say. I'm like, oh my God. But when I was younger, it was like nothing could stop me. I'd say whatever it was, and every adult would look at me like, oh my God, what is wrong with that child? Like, who raised her? And, my mother was, studied to be a teacher. I was her best pupil. She made me write essays. She was everything that a mom should be, but that still didn't stop me from cursing and kicking up dust when I was a kid. So it happens. But I do know lots of young people that are so not moved by this fake hip hop. I don't even know what to call it. We
Ciao.
have some real ones out there, but there is this subgenre that's existing with is very reminiscent. You remember Brown Sugar?
Of course.
Okay, remember the two rappers that Tay Diggs had signed to the record label, and they had Dalmatian outfits and
It's like Millie Vanilli ass. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel like we're in the midst of. Like, this is some real make believe, uh,
Yes.
yeah, hip hop folks. But
So who's in MC Light's rotation right now?
oh goodness, I like Meg The Stallion's Plan B. I'm
Do
sorry,
you?
it
Do
goes so
you?
hard.
Come on. Hold on.
So hard. But you know what? Remy is one of my favorites. When Remy gets on the microphone, it's like, oh, you just feel every word. He just be killing you. Slice, slice. That's to me, that's what like real hip hop. But I enjoy them. I enjoy them all. I like Cardi B. Like, I'm a DJ now, right? So Bismarck, I ran into him in the airport in 2008. He said, Lyte, you need to be DJ. And I said, why? I don't scratch. I don't do that. He said, music. People will respect you for your knowledge of music, and you can just curate a night of enjoyment. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go for it. He and DJ Cool V gave me my first library. And so I've been DJing since 2008. And so as a DJ, I feel like it's my responsibility to know what's going on out there. Somebody like Ninth Wonder, not so much. I call Ninth. I'm like, Ninth, give me 5 of the hottest tracks right now. Lyte, I don't play anything outside of the 90s. I'm
Because
like,
there's nothing outside of the 90s. Come
because
on, MC Lyte. You know it. I know it. There's nothing I'm thinking classics 20 years from now, none of this is going to be played. We're still going to be playing the 90s, early 2000s, period, full stop. Some 70s, which is actually the 90s. That's all they did. Take Earth, Wind and Fire and Charlie and Isley Brothers and bring them forward to the 90s. That's all this is. Rinse and repeat.